Hello and welcome to this episode of Surviving Mars. In case you have seen the last videos, you might have been disappointed to not have learned how to get the Europa Universalis achievement. Let's see if we can solve this riddle in this video, so let's get started. How to get 10,000 research in under 100 Sol. Step 1. Start recording and hop into a game with no prior knowledge or research both of the achievement and of video editing. Fail miserably. Oh golly gee, this isn't working, I'm quitting.
You know, kid, I tried to bamboozle the odds, but the odds bamboozled me. Step 2. Research. Open the game, do some testing. Excel comes in handy if you want to figure out which resource is worth making yourself and which is not. But if you're old school, a piece of paper and a pen does it as well. Step 3. Alright, let's do this. The sponsor is Europe. The commander is up to you. I picked a doctor to keep people healthy and working for longer. Then I picked an easy achievement to be on the safe side. As for resources, 4 Sterling generators, 2 fuel refineries and 1 drone hub. A bit cheesy but effective. Start the game a couple of times with a lot of orbital probes to scan the map beforehand, and then pick a good location. Get those outsourced researchers working directly on the Earth-Mars initiative. We will need a good start. Land and set up the concrete harvesters. The Sterling generators will come in handy here. Start making fuel right after. Call in some extra polymers to get the first dome up. Also make sure to keep your rover busy in collecting resources. And please, do not disassemble it.
Ooh, that was a harsh misclick that could have ended the run right there.
Done.
Once the dome is almost ready, it is time to call in the colonists. Geologists will fill your pockets, generalists to run the shop, and some medics to keep everybody alive. Send your rockets home whenever possible to have them ready to deliver, and get your research site ready. Flattening works wonders. Don't forget to add a nursery dome.
Over there.
Step 4. Don't screw around for too long. Plant your research station ASAP. You will run into obstacles, of course, as many great ventures do, but you can use your best judgment to solve them. Keep filling your houses and pockets with geologists. Fill your bellies with botanists, or rather with the fruits of their labor. All of this costs a lot of water, and I choose to recycle it instead of running out on Sol 50 and having to drop in moisture evaporators from Earth. Fill the younglings' heads with knowledge and have engineers craft what you can to save money for when you need it most. Buzzing around like bees, doing our busy work. But whatever pays the rent, right?
Resources are low.
You will have to keep ordering resources from Earth, especially if you plan to launch a communication satellite, which you absolutely should, as it is worth more than outsourcing in the long run. This research dome is also doing some engineering on the side. My plan was to start it out like that, but replace the small labs in the machine part factory with Hawking Institutes later on. Make sure there is enough space for everyone, and keep an eye on the resource graphs as well, as they can give you early warnings for what needs to be imported soon or rather right away. Add a second dome here for living quarters.
Oh, this is a incredibly strong research site. It would make sense to place. Yes, absolutely. This will take a medium dome as well. Yeah.
No. Aliens did not build the pyramids. Human beings built the pyramids with ingenuity and hard work.
Step 5. Realize that there is a better place and rethink your whole operation. Panic in the face of uncertainty, as even Earth calls for your aid. overshoot with way too many Hawkins institutes and way too little living space for workers to live in, and have half the people in your colony at least have twice considered suicide. In case you came here expecting a nice and friendly how-to video without any thinly veiled metaphors for late-stage capitalism, then, oh boy, do I have a surprise for you. Add more power and import more resources. Everything is permitted, as long as the whole operation is putting out high numbers to satisfy the need of the few. And screw the needs of the many. Time off? Spending precious moments with your family? Who has time for any of that when there's so much work to be done? Put in that extra shift so your boss can afford a fancy Steam achievement. Now, of course, some of that effort could be put into advancing humanity as a whole, but that's not really economical, so we just keep this one on the back burner. Back to the game. I mean, stuff keeps happening, stuff breaks, but the numbers keep rising, so that's good. Once enough colonists from Earth have been fed to this mindless brain drain machine, when we have taken the best and brightest from Earth and subjecting them to crowded interiors, no distractions from the harshness of their enclosure other than their work. Now actually this game seems to be a realistic representation of the modern workforce, right? Except for the wind turbines, of course. You can feel it, no? You can feel how more and more is demanded. How you will just have to pick up the slack of that coworker that was let go because management needed to cut some costs. Speaking of management, as the more observant of you might have realized, we have already surpassed the 10,000 research and the 100 soul, yet there was no achievement. Why? Something seems wrong, but I have an idea. Let's write the ticket to Paradox. I did what the achievement asked for, so they have to unlock it for me, right? So, it turns out you need the space race expansion in order to unlock this achievement. If you don't have it, then all your work was for nothing. And now to you, dear viewer. Please leave a comment as to what you would like to see next. 2 suggestions from my side. We could do some sword fighting, or we could go on a safari. What would you like to see, I wonder? See you next time.